We are a large beverage packaging manufacturer here in the United States. Because of our touches with this particular marketplace, the digital technologies afforded us something that we did not have with litho or flexo. I've been on with the company for 43 years. I think Ed is somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30, I would guess. The company dates back to 1843. My family acquired it, at which point in time it became Zumbiel Box, Zumbiel Packaging. Both Ed and I are fourth generation in the business, and there are a few other family members, also fourth generation. In fact, 5 of us, fourth generation, all family members that are spearheading what it is we're trying to accomplish these days. Well, Ed is my brother, a year my senior, both middle children, both with kind of a pioneer spirit, driving the innovation. Ed always has an eye on technology and very good at spotting and having like a 1,000-yard stare as to what's coming our way and how should we be prepared or engaging that technology. He counts on me to take that technology, transition that into sales for the organization. It's a good relationship. We look at the national brands, your Cokes, your Pepsis, Anheuser-Busch, Procter & Gamble, ConAgra, so on and so forth. Very skilled, very knowledgeable, very insightful. They have reams of people that understand print, converting, and the cost structures related. And with the advent of the digital printing processes, we started off selling the technology. And over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, we found a large segment of our customer base really doesn't care about the technology. Maybe the smaller based company, the regionally based craft brewer, ready-to-drink cocktail, emerging market. If you ask them what they know about packaging, very little. They know that they need it to present their product to the marketplace. They're more interested in the price and the delivery schedule. Not to discount quality by any stretch, but price and how quickly can I have those. Clients would come to us with, they'd need 5,000 six-packs or 10,000 six-packs, and the cost structure for litho or flexo was cost prohibitive in many regards to these smaller concerns. Packaging is what I know, converting, printing is what I know. And as a salesperson, I could guide and talk about the strengths of each of those technologies and the weaknesses as it relates to whatever they were trying to achieve. If cost was no object, let's run in this format. But if cost is an object and your print quality is as such, then let's deviate and go here because I can provide you a better cost, service, those kinds of things through whatever particular process we were addressing. You know, when we first started into the digital realm, because it's the newest of the technologies, we've run rotogravure, flexographic litho for decades now. And with adding the digital to our mix here, what we were able to do was eliminate a lot of the upfront costs as it takes to give birth to a new item for a client. It dispensed with so much of the pre-press cost. It also dispensed with a lot of the time. Going from a delivered file to printing can happen in minutes, not days. So to these folks, it is about delivery schedules because they don't have the forecast that the large national or multinational clients do. If they have a seasonal beer that's coming into play and they budget, hey, I'm going to do 8,000 barrels. Well, it goes off the shelf and they want to capitalize on the popularity of that. How quickly can I get another 4,000 barrels brewed up and packaged on the shelf? In lithography, flexography, yeah, you can do anything if somebody throws enough money at you. We all listen to it. But with the digital print technologies, a client coming back in with an unexpected forecast or bump in need is so much easier accommodated for employing the digital technologies. We've all talked about and they've all employed gang run litho technologies where if I've got a 6-pack basket or a 6-pack can wrap on press, and in those gang run technologies, you know, each one of those positions might be for a different client. But that also requires still all the pre-press that goes into readying each one of those files for production, the burning of the printing plates to get ready for production. Whereas with the T470 specifically, there is no need to formulate a gang run format for that application anymore. So if we put that 6-pack 12-ounce carrier onto the T470, we might run for 30, 40, 50 clients on there without stopping for make ready, shut down, clean up, those kinds of things. The cost efficiency of running 300,000 or 400,000 without a single make ready over multiple clients, that one client for 10 or 15,000 is being passed along the efficiencies that I'm gaining over 200,000 or 300,000 cartons, though it be for maybe 20 or 30 clients at a time. Because of the digital print technologies, I'm getting rid of a lot of non-productive time in my operations. So of course my throughput, my efficiencies, my OE numbers are higher because of that. And we get to pass that along to some of our clients, and we hope to be more cost competitively perceived than some of our competition that are still running gang form litho. If I were a flexo printing house and that's all I did, that is always a solution I'm going to provide to you. And we can both guess as to why. If it's all I can do, that's the solution for you today. However, as Zumbiel has evolved, and we've always been multifaceted in our printing capabilities, from rotogravure to letter presses, litho presses, flexography, and of course the digital presses coming on in the last 5-6 years under our roof. My takeaway is I'm not selling you flexo because that's all I have. I am catering an appropriate process to the end result and what you want to see out of your packaging at the most cost-effective manner or printing application that dovetails into the entire agenda. And I think we've won in many regards for exactly that reason. We do have clients that we run, well, litho and flexo and digital for. So again, do they care about the technology by which we're producing their product? Not necessarily. It's the versatility that all the processes afford us in finding the appropriate solution that drives their business, drives their needs, fulfills their needs, I guess I should say. It's actually been a very good process. From the time that we signed contracts with HP for the T470, we had to integrate with some specialty equipment that Zumbiel had kind of dictated upstream and downstream of the digital print engine that is the T470. So the integration of that, there were a lot of parties at play to make our T470 come true. Where we have it situated here in our facility is still unique. It was very unique at the time that we had presented our concept to HP and what we wanted to do with their T470. It was a little off the wall for even them. So what we wanted was, we did want the dual splicing application leading into the press. At the end of that press, we wanted sheeting application capabilities, and we chose that unwind, and we chose the sheeting application. And then of course there was the integration of the HP Harrison Bruno, which takes care of the pre-coat and post-coat, and the integration of that. HP as an organization was fantastic to work with, as were all of our partners, to pull this whole thing together. It was not easy. It was a little off the wall up until the point in time that we had presented our concept to HP. The T470s had traditionally been a roll-to-roll application. That works for laminate applications. It doesn't work for folding cartons, or at least from our perspective, it didn't work for folding carton applications inside this facility. I think flexo, litho will be around for a long, long time. They serve a purpose, they serve a space. The T470 digital print technology is not ready to take the place of everything else we have under roof. Do I see that in the future? I'm betting on it. And I think that's part of the reason that we got involved in the digital print technologies about 6 years ago, and now bringing on the T470, we see a solid future for it. And we want to be ready, hopefully ahead of the curve. Digital, might take the place of flexography. I don't see it replacing it. I see it as a complement to at this stage of the game. What the future holds, I'm betting on digital technologies. I'm just not sure how far it'll go. I'm sure it'll surprise us all.